Hey guys, you are joining me as I'm about to make a lasagna. So I've never actually made like a proper bolognese lasagna before. Obviously I've done like my veggie ones. So I'm gonna attempt to do a proper bolognese. I'm not following a recipe and I've never done it before. So we're gonna see how this goes. I've watched many a TV chef make it though. So I think I know what I need to do. I'm just getting everything set up here, all the bits that I need. All my veggies have been washed. So I am making this a meat one, but I want to try to get as many veggies in as possible, hence why there's courgette, parsnips, and sweet potatoes. I'm actually going to grate those in my food processor, that I've never actually used this part before, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're going to grate those and put them in the sauce. Basically just trying to add some more veggies to it and bulk it out as well, because I want to make the lasagna, but then I want some bolognese sauce left over to stick in my freezer as well. So I'm gonna get chopping some veg. So here we are. We have my mise en place all ready. I'm gonna get my meat on cooking, and then I'm gonna get these shredded up. And yeah, hopefully this turns out okay. We shall wait and see. So this is the meat I've got. It's a mixture of beef and pork. I'm going to make sure that this gets super hot so we can get nice caramelization on it. And while we do that, I'm going to grate those. That was a lot louder and a lot more aggressive than I expected it to be. That was really fucking aggressive. That was scary. And I'd like to say, Italians, don't come at me for this. I know this is in no way authentic. So I was trying to get like crispy bits on it and like on the bottom, but the amount of water that came out of that was disgusting. So now, time to add in our veggies. Starting to think that this pot might not be big enough for all of this. I mean, the veggies will all cook down, so that's a plus. So I do know from watching cooking shows that you need to fry off your tomato paste properly. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to stick in a bottle of wine and wait for that to evaporate off, and then I'm going to add the rest of those veggies, I think, because my pot's pretty full and I don't think I'm going to be able to evaporate it all off with that in here as well. So I've made a little space just to get this in. And now looking at it, the 2 tins of tomato I don't think are going to be enough, so I'm going to add quite a big swig of this. And now for the red wine. See, I love wine, but I'm a white wine drinker. I don't know anything about red wine, so I just bought a Merlot. Hope that's okay. So while that's burning off, I'm also going to add in some Worcester sauce and a little bit. I would normally just use like red pepper flakes, but I don't have those, so a little bit of chipotle. Again, Italians, don't come at me, don't come at me. Good amount of this. Probably about 2 tablespoons worth. And just a small amount of this. Like, I know the theory, like, you don't want it spicy, but you want there to be a little something. As you can see, most of the wine has now burnt off, so I'm going to add in the rest of these veggies. If they'll fit. Just about. This is going to get messy trying to stir this up now. Okay. This pan is super fucking full now. So we're going to add our tomatoes. 2 cans of these. And then we're going to rinse them out with some water. About half full. So yeah, very carefully stir this all together. So all of these, obviously, are all still quite raw, but they will cook and soften down. We just need to bring this to a boil and then simmer it very, very low for a couple of hours, I think. It honestly sounds like it's going to erupt. And it definitely looks quite interesting right now. So yeah, we're going to stick the lid on. Maybe slightly ajar. And yeah, see it in a few hours. Okay, so this is the stage we are at. This has been going for 2 hours maybe, 1 hour covered, an hour uncovered. Has reduced a bit, as you can see. If I could be bothered to reduce it more, I would, but I'm hungry and I want to get this in the oven. So now let's make our white sauce. Actually, before making our white sauce, we should probably taste this. It's going to be super hot, super hot. Very hot. Don't think it needs anything. No, I think that's pretty good. So, to make our bechamel, let me very slowly move that over there. If you were here for my Vlogmas week 1, I think, you'll know I suck at making bechamel sauces, so we're really going to try today. So, already have measured out 50 grams of butter. Get that melting away. We have our milk that has been infusing with bay leaves and peppercorns. This is so going to go everywhere. Yep. If you can't tell, I'm a very messy cook. So once our butter is melted, we will add our flour, stirry for about a minute to cook out the flour, and then we add that and see how this goes. Our butter is all melted, so let's add the flour. And then we let this cook for a minute or so. Okay, let's go for it. Very difficult to whisk and pour at the same time without my pan going everywhere. Oh, I'm making such a mess. I don't think that looks too bad. It's a little bit lumpy. Let me switch to a different whisk because that whisk is shit. Guys, I think I've cracked it, I think. We've got a nice thick sauce. I'm so pleased. You know what? Following recipe instruction fucking works. Because yeah, I always thought I'm not putting enough flour in it. And that is true. I was not. So we need to season it. I'm going to put in some nutmeg as well. And this is a mixture of cheddar and parmesan, and I'm going to chuck some of this in as well, just to give it extra flavour. Just a bit, because the rest is going to go on the top. I'm well pleased with that. Now, it's time to actually build our lasagna. Isn't she beautiful? Now, stick it in the oven, 40 minutes-ish. Oh, doesn't she look so good? Looks so tasty. I've not done any dishes, I can't bother. I'm still waiting for that to cool down so I can bag it up. But look at the layers. There was definitely too much water in the bolognese sauce because it overflowed into the bottom of my oven, which is great. But yeah, I'm gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes, like to kind of solidify, and then we're gonna cut into it and eat it. Okay, now time to try some. It is quite wet, I will be honest, but hopefully it tastes good. It's gonna be really fucking hot. That's so good. I used to be the sort of person that would never take a lot of time to cook food. Like, this has literally taken me hours and hours and hours. Because I thought, oh, I'm just gonna eat it. It'll be gone in 5 minutes. What's the point in spending 2 hours making something if it's gonna be gone in 5 minutes? But no, this is definitely worth it. That was honestly like one of the tastiest lasagnas I've ever had. It was really good. I'm actually surprised by myself. I'm really surprised by myself. Not to like brag or anything that I just made all that up, but no, that was, for my taste, that was really good. And I'll show you what I've got. So as I live alone, most people would be like, why the fuck are you making an entire lasagna for myself? This is why. So 4 of these will go in the freezer that I can have whenever I want. 1 will go for tomorrow's dinner. And then I have 3 bags of the bolognese sauce, we'll call it. And there's enough in one of these bags for 2 meals. So when I fancy having pasta bolognese, got them ready in the freezer. All done, all homemade, like 8 vegetables in it. What do we have? Do we class onion as a vegetable in one of your 5 a day? Let's say we're not. So we've got carrot, celery, mushrooms, courgette, parsnips, sweet potato. I put 5 pucks of frozen spinach in there and tomatoes. So that's what, 8 vegetables? Now I think that's pretty good. So to cook these once they're frozen, basically I will bring them out like the night before, defrost them in the fridge, and then just stick them in a 200-degree oven for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so just to heat through. I have tried to do them in the air fryer before, but they get crisp on the outside, which is delicious, but the inside doesn't quite get warm. So I wouldn't advise doing them in the air fryer. If you had a microwave, obviously, just stick them in the microwave, but I don't, so I can't do that. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with our progress with meal prepping, and I will probably just have these by themselves, as that would be my meal, because it's got the veg, the carbs, the fat and the protein all in one. But if I've got salad, veg or something I can have on the side, I probably would have that on the side as well. And garlic bread, because you know, us British people, our classic meal is lasagna, garlic bread and salad. So you might have that. But anyway, I will catch you guys next time I'm in the kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be making some egg bites. Egg muffins. Don't know what you'd call them, to be honest. Basically, I've got mushrooms that need to be used up, and I've got a load of eggs, and I thought this would be a good like protein-packed lunch snack type thing to have once I finish work. So I'm going to fry up some bacon to go in it. I've got some mushrooms that I'm going to chop and fry off, and then I've got some spinach defrosting as well, and then we're going to shove a load of cheese in them as well. I'm also cooking a chicken today, so I thought I may as well use the oven for something else while that's cooking. I'm just waiting for my oven to preheat at the moment. I may stick a load of veggies in as well and get them roasted off, because the chicken says take an hour and a half. These will take 20 minutes maybe. So yeah, a bit of food prep. So I've got my bacon cooked, my cheese grated, and my mushrooms cooked. They're not particularly evenly distributed, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna add the spinach to the eggs and then some cheese. And mix it all up. I might do 6 eggs actually. This definitely looks like an interesting concoction. Make sure they're all mixed up. They're not very full. Is that enough? Do I do one more egg? No, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Now, just a little bit of cheese on the top because we love us some cheese. This is a mixture of cheddar and parmesan. And into the oven they go, along with this guy. It's just a chicken in a bag. So they've actually been in for about half an hour. And my oven is crap, so we'll take these out. And then pop this tray of veggies in. And then my chicken's still just going there. They probably will deflate a bit, but yeah, we'll leave them to cool. 10 minutes and then I'll take them out, and yeah, lunch for the rest of the week done. With the egg bites, I would advise greasing the tin because I didn't do that and they kind of stuck like this one. So I suppose I could give them a taste. Yeah, it's really good. Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen, and ignore that behind me and ignore the fact that I have a greasy, sweaty mess. I've just finished work, and today for my dinner I thought I'm going to have risotto. So I had a cooked chicken last week and I saved all the bones from it, and when I made my lasagna I saved all my veggie scraps as well. So we're going to attempt to make our own chicken stock today. I've looked at a few recipes. It basically seems that you bung it in a pot and then yeah, boil it for like 3 hours, like strain off the scum, not boil it, simmer, bring it to the boil, simmer for a few hours, and then like skim the bits off the top and then drain it, sieve it, and that should be chicken stock, hopefully. Let's see how this goes. Cover it with boiled water. Don't really know how much, like quite a bit I suppose. A couple of litres. The whole kettle? Yeah, let's do the whole kettle's worth. There's only one chicken in there, so I don't really know how like strong it'll be. So yeah, gonna bring that to the boil, simmer it, and let's see what we end up with. It is now 3 hours later. I have showered, I have done my dishes, even did some laundry. So we're going to taste this chicken stock now. So still bubbling away. Now the recipe I saw online said to like skim off any stuff, but there doesn't look like there's anything to skim off. But it's looking pretty good to me. I did add a little bit of salt about an hour in, just a touch. But yeah, let's see what this is like. This is gonna be super, super hot. But yeah, there's nothing to skim off of it. There's a little bit of fat on the top, which isn't great. So yeah, this was a whole chicken carcass. Onion peel, carrot peel, celery, courgette, parsnip, sweet potato, I think. It's gonna be super hot. Tastes like chicken, which is amazing. It's Quite sweet, there's a nice little bit of sweetness there. I'm assuming from the carrots and the sweet potatoes and the parsnips. Does it need more salt? Trying to get a bit that's less fatty. Don't know how you're supposed to get that out of it. And only I will be eating this again, hence the double dipping. Yeah, that's really good. I'm pretty pleased with myself. And I know I could have just used a stock cube or whatever, but I've never made chicken stock before, so I wanted to give it a go. Okay, it is now risotto time, and just like I said with the lasagna, Italians, don't fucking come at me. This is my version. This is not authentic in any way. So yeah, we've got bacon that I'm just going to fry off and get like super crisp, and then I'll take that out of the pan because I don't like to cook it with the rice. And then we'll fry off some onions and then some garlic, and then I'll put some peas in right at the end. Now it's time to drain this though. So I have my pot in my sink with my sieve. I've seen people online where they're like, oh, I've made this amazing stock, and then they just throw it down the fucking drain. And there we have some amazing looking chicken stock. What do we think? Looks like chicken stock. Maybe we need to have it, give it a taste again. This is very hot, and I'm over a thing of bacon that is also hot. Tastes like chicken stock. Pretty proud of that. Now I'm just going to keep that on a low heat while we get this bacon super crispy. Bacon, nice and crisp. Bit of oil and some butter for our onions. Some salt. My onions have probably got a little bit too much colour on them. I'm going to go for some garlic now. I love these graters, but the amount of times I've got my finger. Okay, now just using this, I'm going to do a handful, 2 small handfuls. Just for me, and there's lots of other stuff going in it. I always end up making too much, but then let's go for 3 very small handfuls. And now we have to toast the rice. Okay, rice is nicely toasted, so let's do a ladle of our chicken stock. A little stir, let that all absorb, and repeat until the rice is done. I think it's nearly there. I'm just going to test some of the rice. Okay, rice is nearly cooked. I'm going to add my bacon back in and my peas. Probably enough peas. Now I'll just add a touch more. Just while that all heats up through. Just spilt that everywhere. Oh, I put it on my slipper. What I like to call a shit ton of parmesan. Now, whether you can trust Jamie Oliver or not to know how to cook a risotto, he always says, just put a lid on it for 5 minutes. Once it's done, don't really know why, but we're gonna. And I still have chicken stock left, so I'll wait for that to cool and I will put that in the freezer for next time. And there we have it, a risotto with the chicken stock even made from scratch. I'm going to sit, eat and enjoy this, and then think about clearing up this mess that I have created. So that risotto was bloody lovely. Don't make risotto very often, but yeah, that was really good. And the homemade chicken stock, you know, add that extra little bit of, well, one effort, but flavour as well. Yeah, it was really good. And I did do all my dishes. So I'm learning, I am learning that tomorrow me will be very thankful that I did my dishes. And I think I'm going to end this video here, guys. So thank you very much for watching. I don't know what this video is going to be called, like meals I've made from scratch in March, maybe? That sounds like a good title to me. I just kind of like cooking and like having someone to talk to, so that's why I brought you guys along with me. I have no recipes for anything that I've made. I've literally just made it all up on the spot, but isn't that the joy of cooking? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, taking time out of your day to spend it with me. If you like this video, please, you know, do the usual thing that YouTubers say, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment if you liked it, you know, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next time.